Welcome to Rip Digits Game Master Coaching, where we get our fingers into everything, even if we lose them. Dying sucks. Losing time, energy, and progress puts such a damper on enjoying the game. I'm going to show you everything that I've learned about armor crafting over countless hours of in-game experience and study. No! Hey, what's up, guys? We are going to start out today at the smither, and I just kind of want to run you guys through the forge and what you will be making during this entire time of getting your armor smithing up. So what I have learned so far is just making helmets. For the amount of XP that you get compared to the resources used, making helmets both in whenever you're making plate for your armor skill, or if you're making cloth armor for your armor skill, helmets is 100% the way to go. It's just the most XP for the least amount of resource usage. Yeah, so just want to let you guys know that. We'll be making helmets, smack them out. All right, we're gonna go through the rest of this. So equipping your armor, you will be able to equip iron at level 5, and then you will be able to equip steel at level 20, and then Starmetal at level 40. And that's kind of going to be your points to shoot for while you're climbing levels and stuff like that. You want more survivability, everything like that. That's going to be your points of interest for sure. Getting the materials to make that armor before you hit those points, or around the time that you hit those points. With the level requirements, I wanted to add as well, there are dungeon armors. So there's steel, which is level 20, but the dungeon equivalent of steel, which there are 2 sets. There is Amarine and there is Shattered Obelisk. Both of them are steel, and the requirement for them is level 18, so it goes down 2 levels. So if you can get your hands on running the Amarine Excavation or Shattered Obelisk, and I can show you that. This is in Windsward here. Right above it, it literally tells you once you unlock the dungeon, I think it's through your primary quests, somebody ends up sending you there, you end up seeing this, and every single time you hover over it on the map, it will tell you this is Amarine, so you know exactly where to go to get this stuff. But once you make this armor, you will be able to equip it 2 levels before on everything. So 40 is Starmetal, 38 is the Starmetal equivalent. So it just kind of gives you the upper edge as you're moving up in levels. If you need more survivability, stuff like that, shoot for going to those dungeons, getting those materials. Inside of making these, it's exact same thing as you would whenever you're making the regular steel, but it has this added coagulated blood. So coagulated blood drops in Amarine, and then Shattered Obelisk, Sparkling Bone Dust, and it's each dungeon has its own little thing. So you can get these from chests. You can also get it from monster drops. You will need 10 to craft 1 piece. So to craft a whole set, if you're wanting to make yourself a whole set, you will need 50. Just something to shoot for. But that's the breakdown on dungeon armors and what you'll need. It'll be the same with helmets. If you end up grinding out dungeons for forever and you have like just massive amounts of coagulated blood, that did not happen for me, but if it happens for you, making this is a lot more XP than just the steel. You'll save resources that way as well if you end up doing that. So you'll be making helmets. Just to recap, you'll be making helmets from level 0 to level 50. Once you hit level 50, you will make steel plate helmets. And then after you hit level 100, you'll go down to Starmetal, and you'll kind of start grading it out like that. But you'll need 8 iron, 6 leather, 4 linen. And then it's the same amount of steel as you go up. It just turns into steel. So you'll have to go to the smelter, smelt your iron into steel, and then your steel into Starmetal as you go up. That's how you will do that. Just wanted to let you guys know, whenever you're collecting, I usually do a full bag of iron ore and then smelt all that, and then I'll do 3/4 a bag of leather, and then I will end up doing 1/4 a bag of linen. About those numbers give me exactly what I need to be able to do like a full run of making this stuff with the highest amount of helmets that I can craft at one time. And that kind of is that way because of the weights of the metals, the leather, and the cloth. So that's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot you guys over to the routes. Alright guys, I'm going to take you through a quick run of the iron route. You start out at Aberfall, and you go out the north gate. From here, you run up this north road, and cut across this way, this side road towards these mountains. This is one of the spots for them. I've noticed that a lot of the shock bulbs and everything like that are actually around iron ore. You go from there and you go around this big mountain. Where this pillar is, do a little farm right there. One of them is here. There's one that'll spawn in the middle here as well. Go climb up. This is right outside of this wolf passage, on the left-hand side of the wolf passage. There's quite a bit of iron up on this part. Along this route, there's iron, there is silver, there's some gold, a little bit of gold, and then I'm going to show you guys some spots for Starmetal as well. Go up this way, and at the top of this hill there's another set of iron that this guy's grabbing. You'll jump off this cliff right here, going this way. You can grab the silver that's right here. There's silver here, and there's a couple of silver spawns going across this as well. I'm not going to grab it just for time's sake. Usually I'll end up grabbing all this silver because it just increases your mining level and stuff like that. So, and there is Starmetal right here. There's three, one there, and one here. And then after that, there's an iron ore here that I usually grab. And then from here, I go directly west. So once I hop off that mountain, come and grab this. Just like make sure my little cursor on the compass up there is at west, and then I just truck it down the side of this mountain. Try to make this as simple as possible. You won't miss any while you're going west. Here you'll run into two more silver you can grab. There will be these right here. There's those two silver. And then I'll come back and get that one. I like to run straight across here because I'm going to come back that way just to make it nice and clean for you guys. And just continue going west for this last one. We've run into 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth, and then on this fifth one, once you get to this node down here, you'll turn around and go straight east. This one. And two, I've realized that this run nets about 3,000 iron ore, and so your bags are going to be dependent on how long you go through this run. And you can, adapt as you start leveling up and getting more bags and just go through the entire run. This run right here fills up. I have 3 of the layered leather bags, so I can hold almost 1,000 weight. So that's why I can go through this entire run. I wanted to do a run that's long enough for you guys, so whenever you get to this point, you'll have all the iron that you actually need. If you guys end up having smaller bags, then you can always quit halfway through this or whatever and just run to one of these settlements or recall back. So there's water wisp here, there's a life moat plant there, and then an earth moat plant. And then, so if there ends up not being 5, by the time you hit those endpoints or those turnaround spots, then just know that somebody else actually hit them. Let's go right back west. There's some more silver over on this cliff side as well, if you end up wanting to get that. Sounds like somebody's already getting the iron. So there's iron right here, straight across this road. Keep going west. Kill a sheep, you know, get that wool. Now it's nice too, whenever you get to know these routes, you'll start to see the animals that's around these areas too, so it's going to help you guys with your questing as well, because I know sheep is definitely one of those things that some of the town quests want you off the town board, want you to actually get. Sheep are all around this area. Continue on west. There's a bunch of wolves as well around here, so make sure to nab those quests if you end up doing iron routes in Monarch Bluffs. Nabbing that quest before you come out here and do these is going to be like super beneficial for you guys. And once you hit this rock, this is going to be the end of it. There's a group that is usually right here of iron. There isn't one right here. You'll literally just go south. Right now my marker's on it until you see this rock ledge right here. Once you get about even with this rock ledge, you'll start going east again. There's a lot of these shock bulbs for the air moats if you end up wanting those. So grab those. Those will also help you with your jewel crafting. So let's keep going east. I think the iron is like right around here. I think that's what this is. You end up running into this cabin. Once you hit the cabin, and then you'll jump up this. There's an iron node here, You'll jump off the back side of this. There will be iron here, and then you will keep going south. You'll kind of wrap around this to this house. On this house, there's usually 3 right in here. There's iron all along this row. And then once I get that iron, I jump down here, and then there's iron down here. There's 3 here, and then I go straight west. Grab this iron. During this process though, you're gonna get a lot of flawed gems. If you're getting the silver and gold, you have the chance to get the whole gems. Which is also nice as well. So if you start going into jewel crafting, you're probably going to end up wanting to get those. So after that, you'll run back up, follow this road. There will be iron right here, that, and then right over here, go across this road. This iron will be right here. And something as well, getting tools is going to be so helpful for you guys. So whether or not you move into engineering is always a good way to maneuver, especially after you get down these routes and stuff like that. It's going to be so helpful. But also just buying the tools. I ended up joining a company. So you can join a company if you want to, or just get friends and actually just ask around who has a high engineering skill and end up getting Starmetal tools as soon as possible. You just jump down, there's Starmetal here. I usually grab this one, and then I'll jump down here and get this last one. So from that Starmetal, you start going to the north. On top of this little hill right here is 3 different nodes of silver. Jump back down here, go back northeast. There is a gold node right here. Most people don't know about one of the gold nodes back here. There's a gold node here that you can grab. After I grab those, I'll go west, jump off of this, and then there will be 2 more silver nodes right here. And then after I grab those 2, I'll come back this way and then grab these 2 silver nodes. After those, just keep going this way. There's 2 nodes here that are completely invisible. You'll be one of the few that knows that this is here. So there's one here, and then there's one here. For the longest time, my bags were full by the time I hit this point, so I pretty much went to town. So there's 3 here. If you come up this hill, and then after that, I'd go west towards this city, over this like hill right here. I grab, there's usually a node right here. If you are at full bags by this point, I literally just walk this way and run into town, store, smelt, all that stuff. If you are not, and you are at that point to where you just have a lot of bag space, I usually run through here. From that rock, you will run south, a little between south and southwest, through these little areas. There's chests to where you can get flux. And then I run here, and there is a good stack of iron going around this this mountainside here. But for the longest time, I only had 1 bag. Like right now, I'll show you guys. I have 3 layered leather bags. It's plus 230, plus 230, almost plus 230. Then I have 984 of my actual weights. For the longest time, I had 1 layered leather bag and then just regular bags, and I wouldn't be able to do this whole run. If you guys are just starting out, it probably won't be able to do this entire run, and you can run to town earlier, but I wanted to shoot this out there for you guys, especially because the end of this route actually has more Starmetal, so you guys can start stacking up on that. So for whenever you are about to reach 100 armor crafting, it'll just help you scale that much more. There are trade skill foods in the food crafting area, but the roasted potatoes, it will give you increased luck, and then there's upscales of each of these things. So there's one for skinning, there's one for harvesting, there's one for logging, there's one for mining. And I end up, if I'm doing long runs like this, I end up popping those. And also there's these things in engineering called common proficiency boosters. I think there's one underneath that as well. So if you don't have very high engineering, you can probably make the first one. I'll look at it and give you guys stats for it. You're gonna take this road up. Just kind of follow this ridge. There is going to be a lot of those shock bulbs again with the air wisps, or the air motes. And you'll hop up here. You can grab this silver, you'll hop up this ledge, keep on running across here. There's 3 up here, and we missed a couple of those iron nodes on the way up here, just because there was another guy up there. But this is about normal where I do this route. I end up collecting around 3k, 2.5k in iron ore, and right now my bag is not that full. I can show you guys the total weight so you guys know about when you will need to bank and stuff. Just follow this around this way. And then at the edge of this, you will run into the rest of the Starmetal. You got those 2, and then you'll just hop down. And from here, you'll literally just run back to town. There is an iron node on the way. There's a wolf cave right here, straight on in front of it on your way back to town. There will be another iron node here. Also, there is silk. Inside that cave, there is silver. I think there's 2 silver in that cave that you can grab. And flawed jasper. Once again, if I was eating those potatoes, I would be getting a higher number of those or a higher value of those. And then also the proficiency potions, which would give me more iron as I collected, and also more jewels. So just keep that in mind whenever you guys are doing this. Also, there's a couple of different ways to actually enhance your luck. There's trophies that you can get. There's minor, common, I think major trophies. Pretty much all the same things that food does. So those will be the things that give you luck. You can get those also inside of houses. You have to buy a house first, obviously, but as you do this, you're going to be able to make money by selling armor and stuff like that. So you'll start gaining more and more money over time. But yeah, that is the iron route. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright guys, this is Windsworth. This is where you are going to be starting your hemp and your leather collecting. So Windsworth City, right here. You'll go out the north gate. You'll go northwest to about right here, a little left of this circle. Once you're here, you will go down to here. After that, you will go up here, and then you'll come down across the road like this, come back up north to about here, and then you'll come across. You go across the water, you go through here, come along this edge, collect stuff in here, go through here, here, come down here, go across this fishing village, go through here, down here, and back up this way. You can go to this and then come across again, and then you can just circle this area, and then you'll come back across whenever you want to come back. So just an FYI, while you guys are going through this process, the bison and the deer both run pretty quickly after you initially hit them, so making sure that you kill them quick enough will be massively ideal for getting this stuff. So to kill them quick enough, you're either going to need, an absurd amount of damage, or use your skills pretty quickly, or having a bow or a gun as your secondary weapon is going to be pretty much the ideal qualification. And as you can see, there's just hemp galore around this area. There's also quite a few animals, so the route that I take is usually not for hemp because I don't make a lot of the cloth armor. I could, especially after seeing these routes and seeing how much cloth is actually out here. It's fairly easy to just sit there and make cloth armor. So if you end up wanting to build your harvesting or your armor crafting through cloth making, if you're wanting to build up your weaving level, getting this and making armor through cloth is going to be huge. So just keep that in mind while you're going through this process. So from here, after leaving this, I go to the southwest. Right now there's a gigantic corruption portal here, but I'll end up running down into this little pocket. Sometimes I come across this river because there's 2 bison over here, and then after that I end up running back up north and running around this side of these 2 farms, and then come back around here, and then there's a few hemp plants here, and then I'll end up coming back into this area, doing like our little run through this area, coming back down, doing a little run through this area, coming back over here, coming down here, and then back, and then just circling it like this pretty much as I go through this area until I have exactly what I need. So that's kind of the process, and yeah. Alright, once you guys collect your fiber and your leather, you'll be going to the tannery and the loom. This is the tannery, go here, just go into coarse leather. All you'll need is coarse leather for why you're leveler, and that's what you'll get. And then you will make your way over to the loom, and you will be crafting linen. Click on linen, move it over, craft it up, and then you got that for your crafting materials. Alright guys, so once you hit level 50, the next thing you're gonna need to progress is charcoal and flax. These are 2 of the main resources that you need to actually progress in your armor crafting. Whenever you're getting flax, you can check out my quests and material collection guide if you want a more in-depth description of how to collect that. I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to check that out. You're gonna need this all the way through your level 200. So steel, Starmetal, or Calcum, all of that, you're gonna need these resources. So I'm gonna walk you through what it looks like to grab those and the easiest ways that I found. Alright, before you guys start crafting your armor and as you're going up, there's going to be some different requirements that I wanted to show you guys just to kind of give you a leg up. So as you're moving up, the requirement of the smelter tier or the crafter tier is all going to be dependent on what you can make. So steel, it only requires smelter tier 3. As you go up to Starmetal, requires a smelter tier 4, or Calcum all the way up, smelter tier 5. As you're doing this, what you're going to want to do is check on the map of these different cities, and underneath these cities it will tell you the crafting tiers of each individual thing, the forge, the workshop, all these things, the refining, the smelter, the tannery. So this is where you guys will be looking to figure out where you need to go to actually craft these items. You won't be able to craft starstone, you won't be able to craft steel unless you have the tier level that you need. So make sure you figure that out before you actually set up where you're going to store all your iron, where you're going to store all your steel, where you're going to store all your starstone in the city specific. That is going to help you do that. You can get flex from these chests in tan monuments. fastest and easiest way that I've seen to get flux is using a material converter. One of these common material converters will transform 20 of any tier 3 refining material into 15 of the sand flux that you need. You'll get 15 sand flux for every one material converter that you use. You can get this from your specific faction guy that hands out quests. To buy this, there's two things that you need. You need faction coins to purchase them, which they are 100 each, and also you're going to need at least faction level 2. If you don't want to spend time going and picking up flux or transferring it, you can also buy the material converters from the market. For collecting wood to make charcoal, I go up north outside of Everfall and collect as many trees as I need. Hey guys, if this video has been helpful for you, smack that like button. And if you want to catch more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you can get notified as soon as new videos hit the channel. Alright guys, once you hit level 100, what we're going to be doing is making your first set of Starstone armor. So that you can survive and you start kicking butt through this game, doing dungeons, all this stuff. So to do that, you're going to need to make a full set of Starstone. You're going to need about 60 Starstone ingots. Whenever you're crafting your own armor, you'll want to upgrade your leathers to the highest tier and your cloth to the highest tier. And the reason for that you didn't do during your XP time is that these upgraded tiers increase your potential gear score, and your potential gear score is going to give you higher stats. It's going to give you better perks, the chance for better gem slots, stuff like that as well. So you'll want to get as high up on leather as you can, as high up on cloth as you can. Also, they have these add special resources. Inside of this, there are special perks that you can add for your weapon specific stuff. So your actual skills that you'll be using on your weapons are in this, and you'll just have to research them and figure out what you actually want to put in for your armor if you want to add that. And also there is stat specific stuff like constitution, strength, just constitution, just dexterity, just focus, whatever it is that you want in your armor. So that is what you will add whenever you do that. I usually do constitution because it's just helpful. And then we're going to do a little breakdown of what the Azoth does. So whenever you use 15 Azoth, you see over here where it says low chance under gem slot and low chance under perk 1. Whenever you use Azoth, it increases the chances of that. So it'll give you a very high chance of a gem slot. I really suggest this whenever you're actually making your specific armor. And then if you go up to 30, it will make both of them very high. So that is what you're going to be doing whenever you're creating your armor. You get all your materials, everything like that. You have your level requirement for this specific armor set that you're wanting to wear. Add in your special item and add in some Azoth to get those perks that you want. Get that gear score up as high as you possibly can, and yeah, and then you'll be off to the races. Whenever you're collecting silkweed plants, the best place that I have found is south of Weaver's Fen, right here where this teleport spot is, this little shrine. Right in this area right here, all the way down in here, there's a slew of silkweed plants that you can collect to get that silk that you need. Whenever you're making your starstone armor, to get the layered leather that you need, you're going to need thick hide. One of the secret spots that I found to actually get this is at the top of Brightwood, right above the settlement, towards the very edge of this area, right up here, all the way to this shrine, going back and forth in here. There is a ton of animals that all are high enough level that will drop that for you. So all you have to do is go up to Brightwood, just go back and forth on this route up here and just kill the wolves, kill the bears. There's deer up there as well, and all of them will drop that for you. To get the add special resource determined perk items, you'll get those from chest drops, you'll get them from monster drops, and those will be where you grab those from. And then Azoth, you get Azoth for killing any enemy over the level of 20. So you'll collect that over time. If you start running low, just go out and kill a bunch of mobs of like level 20s or whatever, and that'll help you gain that Azoth. Another way to collect Azoth is from doing quests. A lot of quests provide a lot of Azoth, especially the primary and secondary quests. If you end up going out and doing those, then it'll actually help you gain Azoth that way as well. And also, I'm going to have a guide to questing and material collection that you can check it as well. That will help you with that. Inside of the kitchen is where you're going to make your luck increasing foods. So there is roasted potatoes, which increases your luck. There is corn, which increases your harvesting luck. There is carrots, which increases your skinning, and then there is logging. So those are what you will create to get those bonuses to get you the special items that you get from harvesting, say for instance, iron. You'll get a higher chance at getting gems and stuff like that. Inside of the workshop, there is proficiency boosters. These will increase the amount of resources gathered with a tool. So you'll be able to use these to get more iron in higher quantities. And they last for 10 minutes. This one lasts for 15. As you go up, the time increases and the percentage increases. So this is another thing that you guys are going to want to use to increase the total amount of iron that you will gather or resources that you're gathering. Also, inside this workshop, there are trophies that you can make. These are going to give you different bonuses based on what trophies you have. To use these, you're going to have a house, but there are armor crafting trophies that inspires you a little bit when making various types of armor and bags. There is mining trophies, which gives you a little bit extra whenever you're gathering resources, so give you that little bump to iron as well. These are different trophies that you can use, skinning, logging, anything like that. While you're going through this process, use these if you can. Buying a house for the ability to have these is so useful and awesome. So yeah, this is another way that you can level up that mining, level up the resources gathered, and get on that way to moving forward in this skill. After you guys learn this skill set, you're gonna have the means to survive, sell 5 pieces of armor throughout the game. You'll be able to sell holding bags, which you will make at the outfitting station, and there are different levels of bags. You will get those from the same faction quest giver, the place where you bought the material converters, and you will go into there and you will buy your runes of holding, and these runes of holding go up in tier as you have these different bags available. So you will need to upgrade your faction level so you can get the next tier of runes of holding unlocked so that you can make these bags, and these bags you'll be able to sell for a significant amount of gold. You're going to have an easier time moving into different skills in your skills tree, like weaponsmithing, stone cutting, engineering, furnishing, cooking, and jewel crafting, because you've learned to collect the majority of the resources that you need for those skills. Hey, thanks for checking this video out. I hope this video actually helped you guys to propel you into the next stages of what you want to grow in a new world. If you enjoyed this content or want to have your questions answered, plop down a comment and smack that like button. You can also join our Twitch community and get ahead of the curve by asking your personalized questions and learning this stuff as I do. Until then, grow your brain, put something into practice today, and grow the life you want.